I have been fighting a war with my body for as long as I can remember. I think the first thing I remember hating was my feet, because my mom always used to comment on how my feet were growing so fast, and I hated how big they were. And then, of course, I was super tall. I mean, taller than everyone, even my guy friends, because I just grew much faster than them. So I hated that. I hated towering over them. I hated looking at myself in pictures, especially with my friends, because I just looked so much bigger than them. And it was just a direct comparison. I could see how I was wider than them, how I was taller than them, how I didn't dress as good as them. You know, I was just always picking apart my body, like 24/7. I think partly I associated me not having a lot of friends with my body and with my own body image issues. And so everything that happened, whether that was the case or not, I assumed happened because I looked differently or because I looked not good. And it didn't matter if that was true or not. That's just what I perceived as the truth. And so it really kind of wrote the story and continued that narrative in my mind that I was not good enough because of my body. And I know I'm not the only one with that story running through your head. Even now, I am 25 years old. I woke up this morning, I looked in the mirror, and I just thought, I am not where I want to be. But you know what else has really been burning on my heart this morning? It's this idea that I've never felt good enough. I started my first diet 15 years ago. And I have been consistently going to the gym since then. And I've seen success, okay? It's not like my body never changed and all this stuff. You know, as I started undoing a lot of my mental barriers, I did see really awesome progress. My body changed. I mean, even now, I look way different than I did in middle school. I'm a lot stronger, I'm a lot healthier, a lot leaner. But throughout this process, I've learned something I find vitally important. And this has just been burning on my heart to share with you today. No matter the progress I saw, I still didn't see my value. Now listen to me when I say this. No amount of success that you see will ever be enough. It will never be enough for you. It won't. If you can't find peace now, if you can't find joy now, if you don't love yourself now and accept yourself now, it doesn't matter if you have a six-pack, okay? It doesn't matter what number you see on the scale or what number is in your bank account, or what number is on the weight rack. Something that's been really hard for me that I've been working through pretty much all my life, because I'm an achiever, is disconnecting my achievement and my identity. What I mean is knowing who I am at the core and knowing that whether I succeed or fail, it does not change that. So every goal I have is just back to what it's supposed to be, something to work toward, instead of something validating my entire existence. So my business becomes more about serving people instead of vanity metrics. And then my fitness becomes about being healthy and being strong and being the best version that I can be in my mindset and my perseverance and my discipline, rather than something that equates to my value. So it stops being about good enough and thin enough in order to be loved. Do you get what I'm saying here? You have to be able to try, to explore, to fail without it causing an identity crisis, without it making you feel shame or fear or depression or like you are never going to be good enough, because you are already good enough. You're already valuable, whether you weigh 5,000 pounds or 100, whether you have $2 in your bank account or you have 10 billion. And this should be common knowledge, and I know we say this to other people all the time, but a lot of times we don't give ourselves the same grace that we give to other people, especially my business and achievement-minded friends. I'm right there with you. I get it. So for me, this issue has always gone back to my body. That's just the programming that I grew up with. For you, it could be how many businesses you successfully run. It could be the number in your bank accounts. It could be sex and relationships. Whatever goals you have to learn how to stop identifying with them and start identifying as who you actually are at the core, beyond your programming, beyond society, and beyond the ways that you seek to be validated. So whatever your goals are, I want you to just take a step back from them for a second. Look at them objectively. Why is that a goal of yours? What are you seeking to gain? And most importantly, how would you feel if you failed to meet that goal? If you aren't able to still love yourself, to still be content, to still be happy and find joy, then you are getting your identity from something that is fickle and does not last. And it will never fully satisfy. So disconnect from your goals. Disconnect from that achievement mindset. Those things don't make you who you are. When you can go back to identity and start working out of who you are instead of working to become something, not only will you see yourself achieve greater goals than you thought possible, but you will be able to actually, truly feel that success. You'll be able to feel fulfilled, even if you don't have all the money or the women or whatever it is that you're seeking. Disconnect from your goals and recenter your identity on who you actually are. Because if you reach those goals, you get all the money, you get all the businesses, you lose all the weight, and you didn't love yourself before, I promise you, reaching that goal is not going to satisfy.